Have you ever noticed that when you finally let go of a heavy emotion, anger, sadness, fear, or hurt, you feel lighter, almost as if something has shifted, not just in your mind, but in your body? Could this have something to do with the simplest element in the universe? Hydrogen. By number of atoms, hydrogen makes up roughly 63% of all atoms in the human body. When the body is under stress, cortisol and adrenaline rise. Muscles tighten, breathing often becomes dysregulated, sometimes shallow, sometimes rapid, and this perturbs carbon dioxide levels, shifting blood pH. At the cellular level, oxygen delivery may fall, while energy demand rises. In this state, hydrogen ions accumulate primarily through ATP hydrolysis, with lactate rising alongside as a marker of high glycolytic flux. The net effect is more acidity, lower pH, even small shifts are measurable and contribute to the heaviness, fatigue, and tension people describe. To be clear, that does not mean emotions are hydrogen. However, stress physiology does increase acidity. When we fully release an emotion, physiology changes, breathing deepens. The parasympathetic system, particularly the vagus nerve, activates. Stress hormones subside. Excess hydrogen ions are cleared. They bind to bicarbonate and are exhaled as carbon dioxide or excreted via the kidneys. Even in the brain, tiny pH shifts influence how neurons fire. GABA and NMDA receptors are pH sensitive, so while the brain keeps pH tightly regulated, small changes are enough to alter perception and mood. This is why release can feel like a genuine lifting of weight, subjectively experienced as lightness. Why hydrogen? Hydrogen is the most abundant element in the universe, just one proton and one electron. In biology, hydrogen is everywhere. Hydrogen ions drive the electron transport chain in mitochondria. Hydrogen bonds stabilize the DNA double helix. Enzymes depend on proton transfer for catalysis. In short, hydrogen flow underpins life. Your mitochondria are tiny power plants inside every cell. The electron transport chain pumps protons across the inner mitochondrial membrane, creating a proton motive force. That force spins ATP synthase, the molecular turbine that makes ATP. When stress disrupts hydrogen flow, gradients weaken and energy production is less efficient. When emotion is released, mitochondria stabilize, hydrogen gradients strengthen, and the body shifts toward greater efficiency and coherence. This is not metaphor. It is fundamental bioenergetics. Now, let's put some numbers to this. pH is defined as the negative logarithm of hydrogen ion concentration. That means small numerical changes represent large chemical shifts. For example, moving from pH 7.2 to 7.4 means nearly a 37% reduction in free hydrogen ions. This is why even slight improvements in breathing, stress reduction, or emotional release feel profound. The maths shows it. A small step in pH equals a big drop in acidity. From the perspective of physics, hydrogen is not just matter, it is also a wave. Quantum models of hydrogen describe electrons as standing wave patterns, and protons can even tunnel through energy barriers. In biology, we don't need to claim quantum entanglement to see the importance. Hydrogen bonds vibrate, proton gradients oscillate, and coherence means those oscillations are stable and efficient rather than scattered and noisy. Releasing emotion reduces disorder in those flows. What you feel as lightness is your biology shifting from higher entropy to greater order. Neuroscience backs this up. Studies show that when people reframe or release emotions, the amygdala quiets down and the prefrontal cortex engages. At the same time, vagal activity increases, supporting calm and clarity. So the experience of lightness is not imagined. It is the combined effect of biochemical shifts, brain network regulation, and improved energy efficiency. In Primal Integrity, we describe this shift as moving from density to coherence. Trapped emotions increase physiological density, more tension, more acidity, more disorder. Release restores balance. It reduces entropy, increases order, and stabilizes hydrogen flow. Clients experience this as clarity, spaciousness, and lightness, because that is exactly what is happening in the body, brain, and field. So the next time you feel lighter after letting go of a deep emotion, remember, it's not just in your head. It's in your breathing. It's in your blood chemistry. It's in your mitochondria. It's in your brain. And it's the hydrogen, the foundation of both biology and the cosmos. Lightness is coherence, and coherence is connection.